So one thing I did want to work on about my brand that I didn't like is I wanted to I felt like there was a lot of void between me, the person behind the video. So I said, you know what you need to do? You need to get on camera more, and you need to connect the brand more and let people know who the heck you are, and get about that shell and talk on camera more. So we're going to be doing videos like this more frequently, right? Just get to know me, get to know what I like, what I'm into and all that, and kind of vlog it out in a hip hop space. So one question that I get asked a lot when I'm out in public, or if somebody even hit me, and you can always send your questions in the comment box. Let me know what you want me to answer and all that, and I'll tell you my answer and what I think in regards from a hip hop standpoint. What the answer is. Somebody asked me, who's your favorite rapper of all time? And I get this question when I'm out, who's your favorite rapper of all time? And no, I'm not saying Jay-Z, or no, I'm not saying whomever, Jeezy, whomever. I tell people all the time, bro, I come from the South, I come from Memphis. This ain't even a close conversation. My favorite rapper of all time, no matter who I like right now, like I'm into Cole a lot right now, but my favorite rapper of all time is Yo Gotti. I'm from Memphis. Like I grew up in that era, right? When I was a kid, all we cared about was Yo Gotti and his career, right? That's all I cared about. And then I have connections. My aunt stayed in Ridgecrest, so I spent a significant amount of time in Ridgecrest apartments, and this is when Gotti was growing up and popping off out of Ridgecrest apartments, shooting music videos over there. I wasn't like the street kid, but I always thought it was dope when Gotti would come through, or one of my friends would tell me Gotti here or Gotti there. He just pulled up. That was hard to me. He was a celebrity in my city, and he was at the same time not getting the respect he deserved in the mainstream light. So I've always told people that my favorite artist of all time is Yo Gotti. But I do have to admit something. When I talk about my favorite artist, I have to also admit that my favorite artist, Yo Gotti, he's unofficially retired. And I don't care what nobody say, my favorite rapper of all time, and it pains me to say this, he's retired. I'm sorry. The facts are the facts, fam. And I've met Gotti once. He didn't know who I was. I don't think he really watches content like that. I was told that he watched my Starlito interview, but I've met him physically. I've been around him twice, and I've met him, shook his hand, and had one conversation with him. But I know how he's thinking right now. This ain't the same guy that I came up listening to that gave me classic CM 4.5s, CM 5, CM 6, and probably my favorite tape from him all time, which is probably CM 7. This ain't that. Like, if you listen to Gotti in 2019, it actually pains me to listen to him. Like, you hear records like Put a Date on It, and now we got Pose. Look, the record, I get what it's for. It's for chicks that go out. It's for those little social media clickbaits. The record ain't for somebody like me that's into street music, right? Trap music. It ain't for me. And I don't know if we're ever getting that Gotti again. And I know he was supposed to put out an album in the spring or the summer, and we didn't get it. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's pushing back to the fall, winter. I just asked Black Youngster about when y'all niggas dropping music. Check my interview out with him. I don't know when we're getting another Gotti album. I ain't really just too excited about it because, you know, Gotti over the last 4 years, you get records like Down in the DM and Rack It Up. You understand that, like, Feeding the Streets is cool, but right now, was he close to 40? He's looking for those records that get him on the late night television shows. And certain records he don't feel like he can do that with. And you know the records that he feel like you know out the gate, Rack It Up is a hit. Down in the DMs was trendy because everybody was getting it going and getting it popping in the DMs. So everybody's like, oh shit, we finally got a record that tells the truth. It really does go down in the DMs. Not to mention Nicki was on both of those joints. So now you see my favorite rapper of all time, he's chasing one. So when I listen to him on features now, it ain't for me. Just being honest, he ain't giving me nothing. In the records, like I don't feel that pain. Like one thing that attached Memphis with Gotti was we felt like he was the hardest nigga out, kind of like how Moneybagg is right now. There was this attachment to Gotti because we felt like he was one of the hardest out, and mainstream wasn't seeing it. And it's kind of like how Memphis, the city, feels like it's slept on, right? Like y'all ain't seeing how many dope artists we got. Y'all ain't seeing how dope we is, how trend-setting we is in fashion, lingo, all that shit. So Gotti was literally the direct representation of the city. So we attached ourselves to him. he was our one for a long time until Dolph and others came around, right? Obviously, this is after the Juicy J 3-6 Mafia era. So when I listen to Gotti now, I'm like, bro, I can't listen to this shit. Like, I can't even, like, it don't, you know, I say this respectfully. Again, he's my favorite artist of all time. I listen to him more than anybody else, even to this day, his old shit. But trying to listen to his new shit, I guarantee you pretty much every verse you hear from him now is going to be about how he dating a chick, her daddy the police, he sold coke, he a street nigga. You know how it goes. That's pretty much every verse now, right? It ain't for me. Because I know that man has too much pain in his life, in real life, to be just talking about that. Like, I want to know shit like, you know, Keon got 13 years. He gonna do at least a decade behind bars. I want to know about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard him hint at it on a couple records, but I feel like he's had too much going on. This dude was involved in a public feud with another artist from the same city that he's from. Like, the fact that some of these things I know is prevalent in his life, and he's not really opening it up to us about. Like, even like just stories about how it is to be an artist that's been popping, been that guy, and now he's now in his 30s and 40s. I want to know about his business acumen, real estate. You know what I mean? What does he still think about the city? Like, I remember like that Gotti and Moneybag record on FERRO 2 times. I feel like that was one of the last times we got like some introspective Gotti. He kind of hints at it now, but not really. Like, I don't feel like we getting that pain Gotti. I just don't feel it no more. You know what I mean? I just don't feel it. It's almost like false advertising now, right? Like if Skittles, if I come to Skittles for candy, then all of a sudden Skittles announces that they got like a new pizza tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, this all brand. Like, if I've came to Gotti my whole life, and I'm 25 now, and I've came to Gotti for paying street music about his story, and now for like the last 5 years, it ain't really been no pain in the music. You don't really feel it. He's changed. He's on the hit records. He's looking and searching. You can tell by the music, like Gotti rapping with Lil Uzi Vert. Come on, fam. Like, he's literally swimming for a hit. And I don't know why, but I mean, that's what he's doing. When you hear him on certain records, you know he's swimming for a hit. It ain't for me, but that's my favorite rapper of all time. But again, I think Yo Gotti's catalog has been slept on. You know, I know that a lot of people have the respect for the T.I.s and the G's and the Gucci's of the world. But right there, in the mix of that era, you cannot tell that story of trap music, because you can't tell the story of down south music without Memphis. And you can't tell the Memphis rap story without Gotti. That's my favorite rap of all time. Super slept on artist. But like nowadays, when niggas be like, yeah, who your favorite rapper? I be like, yeah, Gotti. But I can't stand by none of his verses now, because I be honest with you, them shits ain't it. At least not for me. But again, I know what he's going for. He's going for a hit. So to me, unofficially, Gotti has retired. Meaning he might still put out music, might even put out an album or two. But the artist that I know and love is no longer there, because he ain't giving us that type of music no more. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids, they tuned in.
We locked in right now,
Mr. Taliaferro.
Mr. Taliaferro.
Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr. Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV.